Hello, I'm Dave Gill. I'm the General Manager for Ntityix Resources, Westbank First Nation's resource stewardship company. And this morning we're in Trepanier, an area just at the lower end of the Trepanier watershed, and in an area known as Trepanier Bench, or near Paradise Valley, if you will. In this cutting permit, we used a group selection harvesting method. With this system, only small groups of trees are removed or thinned from the existing stand. This is a form of harvest that we use when we operate in areas that have other significant, often overriding values on the land. Here, some of the values we are managing for include water. The Peachland water intake on Trepanier Creek is only about 500 meters away. Mule deer winter range, visual quality. This block is clearly visible from across the valley off the Okanagan Connector. Recreation. There are walking trails, biking trails, and horseback riding trails throughout this area. And adjacent private land where wildfire hazard is always a concern. In addition, we have some forest health issues such as Douglas fir mistletoe and bark beetles, both with Douglas fir and ponderosa pine, to manage for. From the air, you can see the remaining trees in our block and how they are thinned out. This allows for more light to reach the forest floor and encourage the growth of grass, herbs, and shrubs that can be used as browse for mule deer. The remaining trees will also provide snow interception in the wintertime to help the deer move around easier in the snow. Our prescription involved removing the diseased trees and thinning out the rest to ensure adequate spacing between the crowns to reduce the wildfire hazard, but to ensure enough trees were left to provide shade for the new seedlings to survive on this warm, dry site.
The select logging, it's challenging, and for especially for the buncher and the skidders, and then with the roads being a lot smaller, sometimes it's very challenging for even the road builders. And the truck drivers. Everything is just on a smaller scale, and they keep wondering why we're going to leave some of this and leave some of that. Well, you can select log and then you can come back in again, not in 50 years, not in 100 years, but you can come back in 20, 30 years and go through it again. That's the thing about select logging, and we've done some up at 30 years ago, me, Neil, and Cal Lindley and Gordon, and we were up at McCullough there, and I was looking in there, and we can go back in and select log the other stuff that we had left before. That's 30 years, and we can go back in.
For more information about Ntityix Resources, please contact us.